Oh shit. Hej alle sammen og velkommen til denne video. I dag laver vi en reaktionsvideo på hemmeligheder, som dine forældre gemmer for dig.
Come back to the children knew that your parents let you win at games. Come on, your dad can't seriously be that bad at these games, can he? Yeah, good old dad letting us win. I feel like that's important because otherwise, not all the time.
Maybelline, New York. New Grippy Serum Prime.
Hello there, JJ Roses. Welcome back to the YouTube. They didn't think Henry was gonna... So make sure you wait a lot. Chew on pen until it bursts. I've definitely seen some of my friends do that. It just explodes in their mouth and they have to go to the nurse to wash out their mouth.
Det gjorde jeg selv også en gang.
Oh my god. Try not to laugh challenge in assembly is the best thing ever. It doesn't get funnier than that.
Try not to laugh er bare perfect.
There's nothing funnier than trying not to laugh in a room full of students, like quiet students and angry teachers. Some of my best memories actually from school are from trying not to laugh in assembly. Make TikToks of the weird teacher. I didn't do that when I was in school because TikTok actually wasn't even a thing. To be fair, that sounds funny. I wish I did that. Throw wet tissue at the toilet ceiling. Yeah, 30%. I mean, I never did that, but I don't know why so many students did. Why? They just want to throw something, so they just either throw shit or toilet paper. They don't throw piss. Or maybe they do. Maybe that's why the floor was always so wet. Randomly scream in awkward silence. What? Who does that? Apparently 28.5% of students do.
Fuck. Ikke fordi jeg siger, at jeg selv gjorde det. Men dengang jeg gik i... Fordi jeg har gået på 2 skoler. Den jeg går på lige nu, som der er den bedste. Hvor jeg også havde flest venner. Og jeg ikke bliver behandlet som en shit. Og så på den gamle skole, privatskolen. Jeg fortæller ikke hvor. Fuck, der kan jeg huske, at på grund af læreren ikke rigtig gav en shit, så kan jeg bare huske, at jeg skreg og spillede død hele tiden.
I've never seen someone do that. To be fair, somebody did that during 2 minutes silence on Remembrance Day. And I was just remember thinking, you're an idiot. You're an idiot. What a twat. Scratch your name initials into a desk. 27% of...
Jeg ved ikke, hvad den initials er, så nej.
People. I feel like it's a bit silly. If you're going to scratch anything into the desk, don't put your name. Because then the teacher's going to know it's you. What you could do is scratch the initials or the name of someone you don't like into the desk. Then they get in trouble. Vape is...
Vape? Nope, det gør jeg ikke.
Toilets. Vaping is unsafe, especially for school kids. Plus, you'll get reported by a telltale.
Jeg kommer ikke til.
Rejected due to...
Jeg har aldrig taget stoffer, og det kommer jeg heller aldrig til.
Cringy pickup line. Yeah, I mean, 22.5% students. I mean, I feel so sorry for those 22.5%. I never did, because I never really tried to talk to girls when I was in school, because just...
Jeg snakker sgu heller aldrig til piger. De er alt for... Nej. Oh shit. 60% af dem, der ser min video af piger. Undskyld piger, jeg mente ikke noget grimt til jer.
Because of fear of being rejected. For those of you that tried, hood off. Hood off for you. I don't even know why I'm wearing Henry's hoodie. It's so hot in his room. It's so hot today. Deodorant bomb in changing rooms. You know when some kid holds...
Jeg bruger heller ikke deodorant derhjemme. Jeg har aldrig brugt det, det kommer jeg heller aldrig til.
Down the spray button until no one can breathe. Yes, yes I do.
Nå, det med det. Det skriver jeg lige ned på listen. Check.
I've still got asthma to this day because of it. I remember the teacher, like the PE teacher, would walk into the changing room and they'd be like, "Oh my God!" And then they'd tell the student off that it did it because one kid in the corner would just have asthma and he'd just be absolutely dying while he's trying to get changed. 20% do this. Eating food off the canteen floor. The weird kid at my school used to accept payment for eating disgusting foods. What? You'd give him money and then he'd eat food. Well, that's great. Fair enough. More kids should be like Henry. More kids should be a weird kid. If you're going to get paid to eat food. Eating food off the floor is a bit weird. Also, 20% of kids eat food off the floor. I don't think they do. Are you talking about the 5-second rule? Because maybe that's a bit different.
Guys, skriv lige på knappen, hvis I spiser mad fra gulvet af. Fanden gør det?
19.5% of students.
Jeg lover, hvis I indrømmer det her på min YouTube-kanal, så subscriber jeg til jer på stedet.
Copy popular kids' behavior. It's always better to just be yourself, trust me.
Nej, fordi at, ligesom han lige sagde der, det er always better to be yourself. På min skole, der er der ikke rigtig en, der er den mest populære. Der er sådan, at der er nogen, der er populære til noget, der er nogen, der er populære i andre ting. Ligesom fordi der er sådan... Jeg prøver lige at tælle hurtigt mig. Der er sådan 6-7 YouTubere på skolen. Og sådan, der sådan, at i min klasse, der er man jo sådan, fuck subscribers. Sådan, at vi laver ikke grin med, hvis nu der er en eller anden, der er blevet slået af en anden. Vi tænker bare, ja, og fuck det. Lad os bare fortsætte med at lave YouTube. Det er sådan, de tænker. Så nej, det gør jeg ikke. Og det håber jeg heller ikke, I gør, fordi at det er dumt at gøre sådan.
Yeah, I agree. Be yourself, guys. Don't copy the popular kids. 18% of kids stand too close at the urinal. Guys, have you ever gone up to a urinal and just seen a massive poo? And you just wondered how, what, where, when, and why? Because I have. Make sure you stick to the end, guys, because these are just getting more and more weird. They get a little bit more worrying as this video goes on. 17% set off phone alarm during exam. Why would they want to set off a phone alarm during exam? It says, or even more evil, hiding a Bluetooth speaker inside your friend's bag before they go into an exam. But actually, you're not even allowed to bring in your bag to your exam. Well, at least you're not in the UK. 16% of students have a yogurt food fight. What's the worst food stain you can get down your front? Comment below. Oh my god, yeah. There was never a food fight in my school. I think if that happened in my school, they would have closed the school down. So many kids would have got in trouble. It was such a big school. Wear a backpack with a cartoon character. Yes.
Nah.
A lot of kids definitely did that in my school. Although
Guys, jeg har gået i 0. fra 0. til 4. Godt nok, det er ikke fordi, jeg skal i 5. nu, men jeg har lige gået i 3. Nu skal jeg i 4. Jeg har haft den præcis samme skoletask igennem det hele. Så nej.
I feel like they stopped it in my school. My school was quite strict on really random, stupid things. I feel like you should be able to have a backpack with your favourite cartoon character on it. It's not distracting, is it? It's not hurting anyone. It's not stopping my learning. God, teachers are stupid sometimes, aren't they? Drinking too much coffee to show off. Teachers at our school told us it's illegal for kids to drink caffeine. They lie.
Løgnersvin.
Really? My teachers never said that, but I never really had coffee in school, to be fair. 13.3% of students leave poop unflushed. Oh.
Jeg ved nu, siden han nævnte det, der til storytime. Der var en gang på den første skole, jeg gik på, som der ikke er den, jeg går på lige nu, hvor at der var en, om der seriøst, jeg ved ikke om der hjemme, om de ikke havde, om man ikke skulle ud i toiletterne hjemme ved ham eller et eller andet. Men han ville altid, jeg ved ikke om han havde permanent tyndskid eller et eller andet, men det toilet, det er derfor på den skole, igennem al den tid jeg har gået der, har jeg aldrig nogensinde sat mig på det toilet en eneste gang.
Oh my god, yes. That happened a lot. Also, when you go into the toilets and it just stinks of shit. Student toilets in schools are just so bad. Just because I don't know why kids are so disgusting. Why do they want to just leave shit and throw shit on the walls? So funny. 13% of students shout wrong answer for attention. What's 9 plus 10? 21! I do remember that. I do remember the 21 phase.
What's 9 plus 10?
21.
You stupid.
Ej, det skal vi lige høre igen.
What's 9 plus 10? 21! I do remember that. I do remember the 21 phase.
What's 9 plus 10?
21.
You stupid.
Is that still a phase? Kids still doing that? I don't know. Call your teacher mummy. Oh, God.
Nej, det har jeg ikke gjort, men der er nogen, der har gjort for.
Never called a teacher mummy. Mum, I've done. If you call your teacher mummy in class, you might as well just leave the school then and there because there's no recovery. If you call the teacher mummy, just leave. Just go home. To be honest, just go to a different country at that point. 11% of students play with imaginary friends.
Det gjorde jeg faktisk, eller det gjorde jeg engang.
Break. I mean, maybe I just find that hard to understand because I never had an imaginary friend. But that's a lot more kids than I thought. That is so many kids. At school, you should probably have real friends, it says. 10.5% of kids paint walls with ketchup. Yeah. The little ketchup sachets you'd get in the canteen, people used to just get those on the desk and go... It would just explode everywhere. 10% of students do Fortnite dance battles. Or 10% of students are cool, aren't they? 9.7% of students are obsessed with fidget spinners. Fidget spinners are cool. Well, they were when I was at school in 2017. I never actually had a fidget spinner. 9.2% of students talk to themselves in the corner of the room.
Det gør jeg i mit hoved, og det gør jeg også tit. Det gør jeg 24/7 nærmest.
Interesting. Nearly a quarter of adults said they talk to themselves out loud in private though. I talk to myself out loud, but like talk to yourself in the corner of a room full of other students is a bit strange. If I'm on my own, I think it's a bit different. But when there's other kids in the classroom, you're just like talking to your imaginary friend. How do you do this question? And all the other kids are just looking at you like... 8% of students staple guns their skin. Where? In America? When class is so boring that...
What the hell? Det var det eneste, jeg havde at sige.
You resort to bodily harm to pass the time. 7.5% of students make moaning noises on the school bus. I hated those kids that did that. Hated them. They've just discovered porn and girls. And they just want to make porn noises and moaning noises. I mean, they're poor bus drivers, honestly. They have a hard job. Building a rude snowman. 7.1% of students. Yeah, you got to do that. If you've built a snowman, you've just got to give it a penis, haven't you? You just got to put a dick on there. Carrot dick. And it hit a bit of a... And school. I mean... That's just scary. Imagine being pregnant in school. Oh, imagine being 16 and just like...
Guys, jeg er ked af lyden, fordi der regner af helvedes til. Guys, lige nu når jeg optager, så regner der af helvedes til. Guys, prøv lige at høre her.
That'll be horrible. That'll be horrible. You wouldn't want to take part in PE. Imagine your excuse for not doing your homework is, I'm pregnant. 5% do this, sniffing other people's armpits. Not as bad as...
What the hell? Hvem fanden sniffer folks armhuler?
Creepy kid who went around sniffing people's clothing during PE. It sounds like something Henry would do, to be fair. Bullies make the nerd eat grass. Luckily, this never happened to me.
Fuck. Hvis nogen gør sådan noget der, så synes jeg bare, de skal smides i fængsel på stedet. Jeg er ligeglad med, om de børn eller ej. Oh shit.
Made a lot of other kids do it. Jokes! I've never seen that happen in school before. 4.3% of students spit in other people's food. Ugh, why? Why? In 1 year, the average person will make enough spit to fill 2 entire bathtubs. That's a weird fact. 3.5% of students create fake social media of their teachers. I'd like to see that. How do they even do that? Do they like take photos of them throughout the day and then like pretend they're them? That is that's a bit scary. If the teacher found you doing that, that's definitely got to be like suspension, if not being expelled, because that's bad. You can't be taking photos of the teacher without them knowing. Yeah, it says, and then the manhunt begins to hold whoever made it responsible. Yeah, I bet the teachers absolutely love to know who made it. 2.5% of students steal the teacher's car keys. This is beyond misbehaviour. It's a pretty serious crime. I can't believe that 2.5% of students do that. That is so many. 2% of students identify as an alien or a monster. Well, when you're in 2024, you can identify as anything. So...
man kan
surprise me. 1.7% of students...
Man kan identificere sig selv som en gris, som en ko eller en baby.
Talk in a baby voice. You're in your teen years. This creeps most people out. Yeah. Don't talk in their baby voice, guys. 1.3% of students carry a stuffed animal everywhere. I've never met someone that does that, but maybe they've just kept it in their bag. Yeah, that's quite embarrassing. Nearly as bad.
Nej, jeg har ikke en bamse, men jeg holder en statue, som der minder mig om min mor. Ja. Men jeg ved ikke, om de to ting er den samme. Spørg.
As calling the teacher mummy. Calling the teacher mum is one thing, but mummy, don't. You can't be doing that. 1% of students prank call the principal or the head teacher.
Shit, det tror jeg ikke, jeg har gjort før. En gang så klikkede jeg på random telefonnummer, så man kunne det med nogle af mine venner, og så den ringede til vores lærer, fordi at hun var den tættest på med mobilsignal.
Yeah, that sounds funny actually. Even better if you pretend to be the school inspector arriving for a random visit. Pretend to be Gerald, the Ofsted school inspector. That's a good prank. But how are you going to get the head teacher's phone number, like their private phone number? 0.8% of students dye their hair rainbow colours. These are getting weirder and weirder. Wait till you see the last one. Yearbook page for imposter students. No one knew a Gary, but somehow he has a page with loads of rude jokes. What? So there's an imposter student, so he made the yearbook. So self-pleasure in the library. 0.1% of students. Why are all the pages of your book stuck together? Oh no! Of all places as well to do it in the library. Why the library? Do it in a bin or something. I can't even just imagine doing that in school, let alone the library. 0.05% of students do a fake accent for the whole year. Well, so like, you get a French student you think is from Paris, and it's the whole time he's been English. That would be impressive, if anything. If you can carry that prank out for the whole year, fair enough. Well done. Well done. 0.02% of students propose marriage to their teachers. What would they expect? The teacher to say yes?
What the fuck?
Imagine the teacher went, "Oh, yes! I thought you'd never ask." And they got married happily ever after. That'd be a little bit weird. 0.01% of students burn their exam papers. I'm surprised it's not more, to be fair. You would
Vi har
instantly
ikke
become
eksamer
number one
endnu.
hero of your school
På
year.
min skole, skal til at gå i 4. Og der er vist ikke eksamener for 5. eller 6. eller et eller andet.
Oh, okay. I was thinking like after they've done their exams, but obviously it's before. So 0.01% of students burn their exam papers because they just refuse to do the exam. Yeah, that's pretty ballsy. 0.001% of students release snakes on the last day of school. I mean, there's
Det skal jeg da gøre i år, fordi så skal jeg for helvede. Så skal jeg ind på CBY et eller andet.
a lot of funny pranks you can do on the last day of school, and releasing snakes is not one I ever imagined. The beauty of doing that on the last day of school is you can do anything you want, and it's not going to matter because the teachers can't do anything because you're about to leave.
Ja, fordi
But
at man forlader jo bare
releasing
stedet
snakes,
efter.
I hope they weren't poisonous snakes. That is definitely something Henry would do. Or no, that is definitely something the year 7 chavs would do. The last one, are you ready for this? Drum
Yeah.
roll, please. 0.0001% of students bring a gun to school. Is that for self-defense or what? On average, 12 children die from gun violence every day, and that's just in America. Oh my god, but that is insane.
What?
Just imagine going to school and your friend has brought in an AK-47. What's the actual fuck? That is like something that would happen in my videos, but it's crazy to think that that actually happens. That is so...
Lad os se en til. Vi ser lige en enkelt reaktionsvideo mere.
Hi there, Ginger Roses. Welcome back to the YouTube. Today, we're going to be looking at 100 for parents. A Houston high school introduced a dress code for parents in 2019. There's a picture of pink clothes here, so does that mean that we're getting them to wear pink clothes? Why would a school need a dress code for parents? I think if I was a parent and I was picking a school for my kids to go to, I just wouldn't pick the one that has a dress code for me. One in
Ja, guys, vi ser
37
bare lige
people
den
knew
her
this.
ene video
Vikings
med. Der kan man
didn't
se, hvad
have
jeg er
schools.
værd.
Viking
Den længste
children learned by
reaktionsvideo, jeg
watching
nogensinde
their
har lavet.
parents. Yeah, I didn't really imagine them going to school, learning how to rape and pillage. Children learn by watching their parents. Yeah, I didn't really imagine them going to school, learning how to rape and pillage. Delta National Academy is a US pro-gaming school that teaches only first-person shooter gaming. It's a school that just teaches gaming, and you're telling me I didn't go to it. What the fuck? That sounds so cool. I would have loved to have gone to that. Teach me how to be a professional gamer. Oh my god. Maybe I still can go to it. 1 in 54 people knew this. Harvard had a different name. When Harvard University was founded, it was called the New College. Yeah, that is a shit name. I can see why they changed it. 1 in 66 people knew this. Some schools ban left-handed writing. Children in China are encouraged to write with their right hand. I'm actually left-handed, so I'm really glad I didn't go to a school in China. I love being left-handed.
Jeg er begge-håndet.
It means my handwriting's smudged
Jeg er begge-håndet, så jeg kan skrive på begge hænder lige godt.
all the time. There's not really any benefits to being left-handed, unless you're playing a racket sport. Can give you the upper hand in that. Yeah, but my handwriting is terrible. I've literally signed autographs from some of you guys who come up to me in public, and you ask me to sign things, and I sign it for you, and I give it back to you, and you're like, I can tell you can't really read what I've put. I might as well just go. I give it back to you, and you still go, thanks.
Snakker han om min fars håndskrivning? Er det han snakker om? Hvorfor snakker han om min fars håndskrivning? Han kender sgu da ikke min far. Hvordan kender han så min fars håndskrivning?
I don't know
ser
what
kun
this is.
3 mere af dem her.
That's how bad my handwriting is. 1 in 80 people knew this. Some schools have silent lunch. On certain days, students must eat lunch without talking. Oh!
What the hell?
Shit. Why would a school ban kids from talking at lunch? Like, I get it in a classroom because you're meant to be listening to the teacher. But during lunch, like, that's your chance to learn social skills, surely. That's so stupid. 1 in 98 people knew this. Some schools ban makeup and earrings. Many schools in South Korea have dress codes that ban makeup and jewelry altogether. Wow. It was a thing in my secondary school that you couldn't wear too much makeup. You could wear some, but not too much. But this one's just banning it altogether. And jewelry as well. Wow. 1 in 112 people knew this. I don't know how they get these statistics, but school buses are yellow for a reason. It's the most visible colour in peripheral vision, making school buses safer. I didn't know that. It's the most visible colour in peripheral vision. So basically, it's easier to see a bus when it's not directly on your view, so you don't step out in the road accidentally and get squished. That makes sense. I'm learning so much. I love videos like this where I just learn so much. 1 in 170 people knew this. There is a school that starts at 5 a.m. In some Indian coaching centres, students begin their school day before sunrise. Oh, I feel sick. I feel so sorry for those Indian kids. Oh my god. What time do they finish school though? Surely they must finish at like 12, like midday. You'd hope so anyway. If it still finishes at 3:30 p.m. I'm so glad I didn't go to school in India. 1 in 210 people knew this. Some schools let you bring your pet to school. Some teachers are bringing pet or therapy dogs to primary schools. Oh my god, as if primary school wasn't amazing enough already, you can now bring your dog to school. That would just be elite. 1 in 360 people knew this. Some schools ban hoodies. Without hoodies, it's easier to see and recognize all students.
Nå, men så skal jeg da ikke gå i skole, hvor end de gør det henne, fordi seriøst, masser af mine trøjer hoodies. Jeg tror, jeg har sådan 100 trøjer til sammen. Jeg tror garanteret 90 af dem er hoodies.
What do you mean see and recognize them? Well, Henry definitely couldn't go to that school, could he? I guess it makes it easier to recognize because they've not got their hood up all the time. So you can see who it is? I don't know.
Jeg har heller aldrig min hætte op. Når jeg er i skole, og jeg har hættetrøje på. Jeg har heller aldrig hætten på, ved mindre der regner. Sådan at jeg har hætte på, hvis der begynder at regne, så tænker jeg, oh shit. Og så tager jeg hætten på. Okay. Og så når vi så kommer tilbage til klassen, okay, så tænker jeg, så er vi væk fra regnen, så hætten ned igen.
Okay, 1 in 600 people knew this, so it's really getting less now. So if you know this, you're in the minority. Medieval schools were very different. In the Middle Ages, most students learned Latin, religion, and philosophy. We kind of still do religion now, don't we? We do RE, religious education. And philosophy, is that something we can do now? I don't think they still do Latin at all in schools now. I don't know any, but then I don't know anything about anything. 1 in 780 people knew this. School desks were just benches. Early classrooms had long wooden benches with no backs. Oh god, that sounds so bad. So the benches you get to sit on when you turn year 6 in assembly, so you'd have to sit on those all day long, and you also wouldn't have a desk. So you'd literally just have to like write on your lap. That sounds terrible. 1 in 839 people knew this. There is a school with no grades. Students can choose their lessons and have no traditional grades. What do you mean a school with no grades? How does that work? Surely I thought the whole point with going to school was obviously to learn, but then you get qualified at the end so you can get a job. So if a school doesn't have grades, I don't get it. 1 in 920 people knew this. A school that uses robots. Some schools use AI-powered robots to teach certain... I think that's the way the world's going, and that is a scary world to think about. It's exciting, but also scary. 1 in 1,000 people knew this. College was once for men only. They were male only for centuries before admitting... 1 in 2,100 people know this. Homework was once illegal. In the early 1900s, California... 1 in 4,000 people knew this. The word school has Greek origins. It comes from the Greek word skol. It just keeps getting... float. Okay, we have made it. The hell is... What? I guess oh my god. Studied flight patterns of bees to learn geometry. Wow, that is not what I was thinking at all. I was thinking teachers were going to use...
Guys, jeg tror det her bliver alt for den her video. Hvis I godt kunne lide mig, kan smide like og subscribe. Og del video med en ven, hvis I synes glæden. Ellers ses vi i morgen. Hej hej.